There we go.
Wow. Coming to you live from us trying to hang a curtain rod unsuccessfully, and Nick and I would be the worst The Amazing Race team because you got frustrated within 30 seconds and we're about to let us record with a full sun of shine.
For people who don't understand what Peru's saying, we are recording.
Wow.
We're recording.
Racist.
That's what?
Racist. Okay. I speak English. Thank you very much.
The context of the sentence. No. So we're in my home today, and it's a tension rod that I use to hang up my curtain in my bedroom because that's what I use. And unfortunately, I've been having an issue recently where she has not been holding that tension. Isn't that a song by Kylie Minogue?
Yes. Yeah, tension right there. Yeah.
I wouldn't know because I'm young.
It's good. Just people with good taste know songs. And
Whatever.
if you have gone out enough on the late recently, you would know the song. But clearly, you're just a boring nerd.
Well, anyway, so then I've been having this issue where it keeps falling down. Like I'll come home and it'll just be like on the ground, and then I will redo it. And I know how to do it. It's like fine, but like we're not on a time crunch, but like we do have places to be after we record, because also we haven't recorded. We normally record on a Monday, but we're recording on a Thursday because Mama's, as in me, has been deathly ill for the past. Okay, I just want to. This will be my. I just want to complain about it for a second. Because
we all have health stuff coming up. Actually, by the way, coming to you next. Coming in 5, live test results from Peru from his STI clinic visit that will be revealed live on the recording.
So stay tuned for that, and make sure you have your prayers ready. She's gonna need them.
Back to Nick.
So on Sunday evening, I work Sunday evenings, and so does Peru. Or no, you know,
I don't. No,
you did.
Yes,
you did.
Because the other person who does my job,
Thanksgiving schedule
schedule
happened. Anyway, Sunday evening, I worked until around like 10ish, and then Peru and another friend of ours was like, "Oh, let's all go out." And,
And so then we had pre-planned it to go see Miss Pixie Aventura. Shout out to Pixie Aventura.
Shout out to Pixie. We loved the show.
Pixie.
Was incredible.
Oh my god, Polka Dot Dream.
No, loved, and it was so fun. But I normally don't go out because I work Mondays at 8 a.m. the next day, so it's a very quick turnover for me. So I normally try to leave work early so I can get home, eat, sleep, and then like call it a day and get like 6 hours of sleep. But then Peru and our friend Thomas was like, "Oh, we're gonna go to the show. Come for one drink. It'll be totally fine. It's gonna be a fun show." Girl, we go out. How many drinks did I have? I had 2 full drinks, and then I had 2 free shots given to me at the show.
Mm-hmm.
And
which for Nick is
no
Vegas.
If I have 2 drinks in me, I'm like 2 sheets to the wind. Like I'm so fucking drunk.
No, we've been to Flaming Saddles, and you've had like 3, and then we had a 4th, I remember. But then you were like, "Girl, I'm drunk."
No, but I'm usually like feeling it after the first one sometimes if like I haven't eaten a whole lot. And also that evening I didn't eat a whole lot because I also like to get myself dinner after work because I don't normally eat like the family meal because it's usually gross. Like, girl, they really hate us. They really hate us. And
I get to order my own meal.
Classes, bitch. Take the pot calling the kettle black. What the hell? So anyway, and so I had a slice of pizza, one singular slice of pizza for dinner that evening, and then we went out and I had like 4 drinks or whatever, and then I didn't feel that drunk, and then I woke up the next morning hung over as fuck. Mind you, I had maybe 3.5 hours of sleep under my belt at that point because I had to be up at 6 a.m. And I was like, I woke up that morning and I was like, oh my God. I was like, what happened? I was like, I wasn't even drunk. I didn't even feel that drunk. And
you left earlier.
I left earlier.
Yeah. I had like 3 more drinks after you left. I was fucked up.
We left at like what? 10? We left.
You
work.
left.
We left work
at
like 10:30.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'll stay out till like 11:30. I'll stay out for like an hour. I was like, I'll do 1 drink and I'll watch the show. Well, the show. Gotta love a drag queen. They never start on time. And then also went much longer than I anticipated. Mm-hmm. But it was great. It was a great show. It was lovely. I had so much fun. But then I looked at the clock and I went, oh my God, it is 1:30. I was like, I have to go home. I ordered an Uber. Thank God. It was cheap that evening. And we weren't uptown. We weren't in like Hell's Kitchen or anything. We were just in Chelsea. Thank God. And so then anyway, I went to work and I like popped 2 ibuprofen for the shift. Forgot to bring any with me once it wore off. And Mama, when it wore off, I was totally fine. And then like maybe like halfway through my shift, all of a sudden my body just started shaking. I just was like everything. I was like, oh my god. And then I got a horrible headache. And then all of a sudden I was like, why am I coughing up mucus all of a sudden? And then I was like, this is crazy. And then I left.
You probably already had like the virus in your system,
sure.
and the alcohol just like weakened your immune system.
100%. It dehydrated me for sure. And so then I had like plans for that evening, like things that I had to do. And I had to, on my way home, on the train the whole time, I was like, I can't wait to get home. I can't wait to get home. I can't wait to get home. I can't wait to go home. I want to go lay down. I want to lay down so bad. No, I'm not even kidding. It was that bad. And then I get home. I immediately cancel the plans that I had for the evening. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm way too sick. Like I cannot. It was a Zoom. It was a Zoom. And I normally I would like suck it up, but I was like, I cannot do it. I then laid down on my couch, fell asleep for an hour, woke up, and I was like, what am I gonna do for food? Ordered myself a meal. Didn't even eat it. I ate like 2 bites of the sandwich,
which for Nick is
crazy.
Orange flag.
Oh, so crazy. And then I was like, whatever. And then I was like, okay, I'll just leave this for tomorrow. And then the next morning I woke up. Oh, I was on death's door, mama. I was. Have you seen Have you seen Love Has Won, the HBO documentary about the cult? Love Has Won, the cult of Mother God. It just got like added to HBO. Like the last episode aired on either Monday or Tuesday.
Well, I want to watch the Twin Flame one first, and then I'll watch Mother God.
Okay, but the Mother God one is crazy. But this isn't a spoiler because this was in the news. But this woman who ran this cult, thought she was God, whatever, claimed to be, and she had a bunch of these followers.
Same.
And they were in Colorado, and she would anyway, so the documentary or whatever starts off with the police. It's like police cam footage of them going to their like commune or whatever, and they're asking where this woman is, the woman who's like runs this place, and then they're like, oh, she's resting, and they're like, what? And they're like, oh, she's in rest currently, and they walk into the bedroom. Mama is laying in that bed, covered in Christmas lights, wrapped up, and it's a mummy. She's dead as fuck, and she's blue. She is blue.
That was you.
And literally, no, and then I watched the whole thing, and it's crazy. And like the reason, like, so this woman, she ends up passing away at like a young age because like she refuses to go to like a real hospital because she's like 3D like earth medicine is not like for me, like I'm God, like this is different, my body's different. And so like she refused like medical help from people, but she had organ failure, and then she turned blue because she would drink colloidal silver, which is banned. Like it used to be a thing. It's like a liquid. It's bad for you. Like she literally, like, it turned her skin blue. But then they're like showing videos of her, and she like can barely walk. She has to have people carry her. She just like spends her whole day in a fucking hot tub because her body like can't do anything. And I was like, that's what I feel like right now.
Yeah, except all you did was just had three. You were just hungover, and that woman was literally poisoning herself.
No, and that's what it felt like. And that's
you're such a baby.
No, and that's a sign, girl. That was a sign from God, Mother God. That was a sign from Mother God that I should not be going out to drag shows the night before I have to work at 8 a.m.
No, it's just hydrate, take care of yourself better.
Oh, so you're victim blaming.
On that one was just like everything has a consequence. If you're not taking care of
it's okay. You're victim blaming. You hate.
I was when I met you yesterday, I was like, oh my god, how is she doing?
No, that's true. I white knuckled it yesterday, and so I called out of work on Tuesday, and then I woke up on and then on Monday, so I had nothing to do. I didn't leave my apartment at all because I couldn't physically like stand up for like longer than like a couple of minutes, just because I was like felt so weak. And so
you were so dramatic.
I'm so dramatic, but it's true. Like whenever I get sick, I'm like an ill Victorian child losing his fight to consumption. My mom and dad, whenever I get sick, like when I'm home with them, always make fun of me because they're like, you're so dramatic, like you're such a baby, like it's not that that's not that serious, but I need to be taken care of. Like I need someone. That's why I was like, my roommate's gone, and then like I was all alone, and I was like, there's no one here to like give me any sort of sympathy until so then I started watching The Gilded Age. Gag City. I kind of live. And then on Tuesday I was like, you know what, I think I'm well enough to go to work. I wasn't. And then I met up with Peru beforehand. He's like, let's meet up before and just like chat. And I was like, okay. I show up, I'm masked up, I'm wearing like 5 different layers, like I'm like so cold, and it's also a freezing day. And then like Peru?
You were Phlegm City, girl. You were Phlegm City.
Peru just like looked at me and he was like, "Oh, how are you feeling?" And I was like, "Okay."
Well, you sounded fine over text, and then like I was actually, you know, like getting some good like creative developments, and I was just like, I feel like in a good zone, and I was like, all right, you know, Nick's coming back. Let's just catch up. And then like we sit down, and I'm literally talking to you, and like you were like a wind up doll that just got, you know, finished with the winding. So you were just like.
I had absolutely no energy. Anyway, I had to leave work early because it was like I went to one of our managers and I was like, "Is it okay if I like leave at like 9?" And he was like, "Oh my god, leave whenever you want. Like it's totally fine." Like you, like everyone could tell that I was like deathly ill, except for one person we work with. But anyway, I'm not gonna talk about that.
No, it's not.
I'm not talking about that. Fully pretended like I was 100% healthy, and I was like, "Well, we're not doing this today."
No, fuck her.
But yeah, that was my town hall, and I finally feel better today. Crazy enough.
Well, I mean, since this is all like mostly an auditory medium, speaking of health, many of you know that I've had this kind of like sinus like voice situation, and don't start on my voice. Like my voice doesn't typically sound like this. It is more sinusy the past like couple of weeks, 3 weeks, I would say.
All I hear is a faccent, babe. That's all I'm hearing.
The fake accent?
Faccent.
Oh, the faccent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, faccent, not a fake accent.
No, like the
Do you
sound
think
of
I have an
like
accent?
like
Do you think I have like an international accent?
no, I don't think so.
It's not a trick question.
No, I don't think I was
Or is it?
I was genuinely thinking for a second. No, I don't think so.
When you met me, did you think I was from America?
I don't know. That was not something that first crossed my mind.
The answer is yes or no.
Well, I don't remember.
You don't remember?
That's not something. I'm sorry. When you meet someone, is the first thing that you think of when you see them? I wonder if they're from America. Girl, that's racist.
I love America. Love y'all Americans. And well, I mean, based on our like Spotify like what's Unwrapped, right?
Our Spotify Wrapped.
Wrapped. Yeah. Our top 5 fans are USA, Canada, Germany, Australia, and somewhere else. Oh no, I don't want to like make them feel bad.
No, it's fine. It's whatever. We don't have to get into it. We have lots to discuss.
We have to read your test
results.
So we are gonna go into the live update live.
I mean, if I didn't give you a call, you're probably fine.
Well, no, of course. I mean, I always go on the thing, and like, so I go to this clinic called Callan Lord in Chelsea, in New York City. If you live in New York City and you like are like, oh my god, why is everything so expensive? Or like, I've never gotten tested, or you want to get tested, or you want like a queer friendly space, go to Callan Lord in Chelsea, or Callan Lord in the Bronx, or Callan Lord in Brooklyn. They're an incredible organization, and everything's really affordable, if not free, by just, you know, doing the whole situation. Anyway, went there because I wanted to. I guess me being dramatic is actually calling the triage at Callan Lord, because I was like, I need to speak to triage, and then they were like, yeah, what are your symptoms? And I was like, I've had a sinus infection for 3 weeks. I was like, no, and obviously I'm like, as you can hear from my voice, they're like, meanwhile they're like, you sound.
They're like, we just hear the gay.
We just hear the gay.
Mama, control the lisp.
You're suffering from gay voice. Is what you're suffering from.
You just need some voice and speech, babe.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And so I go in there, mama. I usually have the same doctor. Her name is Lydia, and I love her. But Lydia stepped away from like the floor. Now she's just doing like things on the back end, and so she's not like my PCP anymore.
Sure.
So I got assigned to a new person. Let's start with the name. Just the first name.
What's the name?
Paolo.
Okay, cute.
Bitch, mama girl.
Was he hot?
Bitch, when I tell you, this is the thing about me. And listen, when I change therapists or anything for that sort, like I always request a female therapist, a female psychiatrist or psychologist, because like I cannot deal with a male. Now, does this come from childhood trauma? Yes, but also I don't want to be distracted by like a man. It's like the episode of Sex and the City when like Charlotte couldn't like deal with the
no, I know what you mean,
with the hot lawyer.
Because the first time I ever had like a doctor's visit on my own as like an adult, like when I was in high school, like, when I was 18, like or whatever, however it is when you go, like when they're like, oh, your parent doesn't need to come with you now. I like went in and I had like a male doctor, and I'm from the Midwest, and all of a sudden like I think it was just for a physical. It was just for a physical, and then he asked me if I was sexually active, and at that point I had already sucked a dick, so I was like, no. And then he was like, good, you should save yourself for marriage. I was like, you're a doctor. I was like, immediately I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, wait until you find the right one and when you get married. And I was like, girl, even I know that that's not what you should be telling me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he was like trying to fucking like,
he was trying to
indoctrinate
me.
Well, this doctor could have InDICKtrinate me. Some of them InDICKtrinate me. Because I saw him and I was like, I already need to deal with my sinus situation. Like, I really want to get it fixed. I need to get my STI testing done before the holidays because, hashtag cruising for the holidays. Thanks, Sniffies. Thank you. But, and that was actually not even a plug. That really came naturally. But...
See? We're good marketing. We're such good marketers. Hire us again.
And so, I was like... I saw him come in, and he is, and actually, I have photos that I can show you live because I did go online
and
pictures
of him.
No.
He walked into the room, and you're like, oh my god. No, just taking pictures, like a flash fully on. You're like, wait, can you wait from this angle?
Imagine I'd be like, oh no, wait, yeah, I remember I wrote down my symptoms. Let me get my notes up really quickly.
The flash goes off.
I'm like,
sorry, that was a total accident. I don't know how that happened.
But I found his account by, a lot of stalking online.
Of course.
As one does. And we may shorten this.
Did you follow him?
No, of course not. And I made sure. So this is who he is.
Oh, not for me.
No, but I mean, wait till you see the gram.
Oh, is the gram different?
The gram is different.
He looks a little too like, For the listeners, let me try to describe what this man looks like. He looks a little too like clean cut, a little too.
No, wait, because that photo is like from when he was first, because he went to a prestigious college.
Sure.
And then moved to the U.S. as I found out. I already know his entire life story.
Wow.
And then is currently seeing this person.
Oh, they're in a relationship?
They're in a relationship. So this is what he looks like now.
Oh, his man's hot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it. Oh,
you get
I see.
it?
That's the facial hair. The facial hair does it.
It's facial hair, about 5'11", great tanned appearance, and great physique. I don't know if they're open. But okay, so just...
Well, obviously he's a doctor. Obviously he's gonna have a
we may be able
body.
to like, maybe we can do like some fun thing with the editing, and we can put up an image of somebody that looks like this person, just to give the viewers, the visual learners, an idea what this man looks like.
So much of me.
Wow.
You were asking so
we'll try.
In the edit, that's me. That'll be me tonight and Coach.
I'm good at editing. One of my videos recently went viral thanks to the new 1,000 followers I have. Anyway, so picture this person.
You always forget you always remember your first viral.
No, it's my second viral.
Sorry,
actually,
your second viral.
I'm coming for your gig, bitch.
Oh, I have plenty under my belt, babe.
I don't need virals. I sell out shows, live shows.
You don't need virals, girl. You got all the virals inside of you
already.
We're
find out. Coming up in 5. So imagine this person coming into the room, literally with a shirt with barely like 4 more inches of sleeves, and skinny or like slim jeans. Like, just this guy is hot.
Sure.
Comes in, and I was like, fuck. Now am I gonna be like, oh no, everything is fine, am I gonna be coy? No, I was like, you know what, I'm a cool person, I'm hot too, like whatever, I want to play like whatever. I was so uncomfortable, and at one point he was like, so what do you do? And I was like, I perform. And he goes, oh, gotcha. And then starts telling me things about like this place called the Coin Club, like the coin thing, where you. And he was like, yeah, so like
the Coin Club.
It's like a medical clinic or somewhere in which you. And he was explaining this to me. He was like, yeah, so. If you ever need more information, he's like, most sex workers go there to find material. And I was like, oh. And so he fully thought I was a sex worker. And then he was like, Wait. He was like, so have you done, no, he wasn't asking me if I've done any work recently. He was like, so, any risky exposures in the past, whatever. He's going through the emotions, but then now fully thinking that I'm a sex worker. And the entire time, Nick, I was just like, no. And he was like, how many sexual partners would you say you usually do for work? And I was like,
for work? You played along with it?
I couldn't not play along with it. I was like, now that this hot doctor is like being like all cool about me being a sex worker, potential sex worker.
No, but like you could still be like, you could still say like, oh, no. Oh, Thank you so much. I perform comedy.
No, I didn't want to I didn't know because I actually was really interested to see in how they I guess.
So you built a lie. You built a lie with your doctor.
But the doctor.
Did you ever come clean?
No.
So the next time you go back and he's your doctor, he's gonna be like, "Hey, girl."
No, but then he was asking me about sexual partners. Was never asking me about the line of work. So any of the answers I gave him technically do apply to me as a performer in comedy, because a performer in comedy, I'm still fucking all these dudes, and I still need to get tested. So
Sure.
The context is a little different, but the medical aspect of it is still the same. I still had sex with those people. So anyway,
well, now you've ruined any chance to be his third in his relationship, because now he's gonna, if he ever finds your Instagram.
Well, I mean, he did look me up and down, and he kept looking at my shoes. I don't know why.
Well,
and then
you probably want to be like, I wonder how much money he makes.
I wonder. Oh my god! I was wearing my cute Filas that got on sale. And anyway, then he had to do this test that nobody has ever done to me before to check something in the sinuses, where they stick the thing all the way up your nose. Yeah. The swab.
Where they touch your brain.
And people were like, if you've ever gotten that swab done during the pandemic when the tests weren't that easily available, or whatever, and they had to put it all the way up there. That was
the drive-through. Did you ever do the drive-through?
Yes. Yeah. And he did it really all the way up, and so he was like, all right, I'm just letting you know, this is going to be really uncomfortable. If you need to hold on to my arm, or if you need to do something or shake, just do it. But it's going to be really difficult. And I was like, all right. And any situation like this, when it comes publicly, I will never show any sort of discomfort. If I'm ever in a soul cycle class and I'm completely dying to death, I will continue dying to death.
Oh, sure.
Alone. I will never let it show.
Yeah.
I tilt my head back, and he sticks the thing all the way up, and I was just thinking pleasant thoughts. I was just taking deep breaths, and then next thing you know, which was also gross, because he took this whole thing out, and now huge slong of my fucking snot comes out, and he was like, great, and I was like, there goes the illusion, there goes our fantasy. He's not gonna fucking put his dick in me now.
You could use the snot as lube.
Good snot.
But
then he goes I'm gonna be honest. He was like, most people resist me on that, and you are the first person who took it like a champ. And I was like,
oh, I would have been so
my doctor wants to fuck me.
I would have been so, that chair sopping.
There would be it was already sopping.
You stand up, he'd be like, girl, what happened to the chair? What's going on with your butt?
Be like, oh,
oops. No, that just makes me think of one time in high school. As a kid, I used to hate getting my throat swabbed whenever I had strep throat or whatever, or thought I had strep throat. Mm-hmm. So whenever my
honey, throat up, dick swabbed.
Whatever. Okay. So then I think I was in either middle school or freshman year of high school, and I went with my dad, and he was in the room, and they swabbed my throat, and the nurse took the cotton swab. Oh God. Is it bad?
No.
Okay. The nurse took the cotton swab, and she put it in, and before it even reached my tonsils, I don't even remember doing that. It was just knee-jerk reaction, literally just animal brain. I grabbed her wrist and I pulled it away from me, and she was like, oh, okay, we can't do that. And then she made me sit on my hands. She's like, okay, you have to sit on your hands. And so I had to, and then my dad had to hold my shoulders down as I sat on my hands while this woman swabbed my throat, because I my body just hates the sensation so much. Now I know there are certain tricks that you can do to make it more pleasant so you don't gag, but I hated that sensation so much at that age, where I was just my knee-jerk reaction was just grab her wrist and pull it away. It was so crazy. My dad was like, I've never seen him do that before. And I was like, I don't know what came over me. I'm so sorry. I started crying.
You're
I was like, I didn't mean it. I'm so, of course, me, a man, would, take a woman and then, take her arm away from me. Don't touch me.
Yeah.
As, a 12-year-old. I'm I'm so sorry about the patriarchy. I did not mean to do that. I'm so sorry. Anyway.
I guess, to not make any of our listeners anxious, because I know people may get anxious about test results, I will say I already know most of the test results. I know I am non-reactive for HIV, non-reactive, let me check my own non-reactives.
Come on, non-reactive.
Again, this is a great PSA again for you getting tested. This is a really good thing that you need to be doing, and it's okay. And if you have a friend next to you to check your results, even better.
Make it fun. Never forget the first time I ever got tested. I was scared out of my mind, and then I got the results back, and they were all clear, and I went, God is good.
Okay, great. So,
what do you have?
Non-reactive for chlamydia, non-reactive
Slay.
for the gono. Yes. And non-reactive for syphilis. Yes. Now I did find out my glucose is a little high.
So what does one do about that?
Oh, well, just regulate like sugar intakes and stuff.
Oh, you have too much sugar.
I mean, it's not on the like high level, but it's at the like the bar. It's like, this is great. It's like at the very cusp of the like regular.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna be taking a look at my glucose, but everything is fine. Wow, yes. So I guess that's good, but then now I have to find out what the fuck's happening with my sinuses. But I got like all this medication now, and it was like $80.
For the sinus?
Yeah, it was like amoxicillin, some nasal spray, and then another thing that I have to take at night. It was like $80.
I used to get sinus infections every year, because like I have a really bad deviated septum, so like one nostril, like one passageway is much smaller than the other, so like if there's any sort of like mucus that gets kind of like stuck up in that nostril, like girl, it's, what's the word? Infection City.
Infection City.
And so like every year I'd have to go to the doctor and be like, I know what's wrong. I have a sinus infection. Just give me on the amoxicillin, babe. And then eventually, because it was happening so often, my body was becoming immune to the amoxicillin. And so like it wouldn't fully work all the time. And then I'd go through all my medicine and I'd be like, girl, I'm still sinusy, like I still have like the infection. Thankfully,
you're a medical wonder.
No, but you learn. Like I neti pot. Do you neti pot?
No, that seems like too much to me.
Oh, see, like that's I have to neti pot, if like especially during the winter, and then because it normally happens during the winter. It's when or like the change of seasons is like when I get really allergy and mucusy. So neti pot is always good, and then I found a nose spray that I can get over the counter that works tremendously, and I'm unfortunately gonna gatekeep.
Oh my god, of course.
Because first of all, it's already super hard to find in stores, and when they have it, they usually just have one. And unfortunately, I care about my health than I care more about you bitches.
Wow.
So
just say it.
Just know it's a nasal spray. You can get it over the counter.
Y'all townspeople, I'm gonna find out, and I will leak it on the Insta.
No, I believe in gatekeeping this. I'm so sorry. I love all of you so much. I love all of you.
If I only told you what else you believed in off pot, you would be really shocked.
I believe in peace and love. Actually, I believe in peace and love.
Do you? Questionable.
I do.
Consumerism's calling.
Oh, this is a capitalist queen. This is a capitalist
admittedly,
queen.
Anyway, back to sucking dick and cock. I have been not, like you said, like I've been like not horny the past week because I've been really, really, really busy, and I know December's gonna be extremely busy for me. And so I don't know. Usually, like even when I get busy or anxious, like I typically like to like relieve stress by fuck it out. Yeah, we're gonna fuck it out. Fuck out the stress.
Whenever this is really dark. But whenever I was in college and I was hungry and I like didn't feel like eating,
you would masturbate.
No, I would go have sex with somebody.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, oh,
same thing, but less calories. How many calories is
that? Is anorexia.
Yeah. Well, beyond the body eating beyond the eating disorder, the trigger warning. We're not. I guess we're not gonna go into that.
Well, content warning, but yeah,
content warning, but
dark. Love yourself. Love yourself.
But I will say, I think how many calories is cum? That is a ton of them.
No, I like the InDICKtrinate Me.
InDICKtrinate Me.
That one was good.
But I think it's like 60 to 100 calories.
Is it really?
Cum, yeah.
Well, it depends on how much the person comes.
Well, I mean, the regular person cum, I guess. But a shot of vodka is 100 calories. Shot of cum, 100 calories.
My protein shake that I had yesterday, the only thing I had to eat because I couldn't swallow anything, was 130 calories.
Oh my god, you should have taken a load and call it a day.
I know.
But oh my god, well, this morning, didn't tell you this.
What?
I got tapped by Miss around the corner.
Miss Drag Queen.
Yes! Okay, we're not gonna dox, but there is. I mean, I can say that. Whatever.
There's a drag queen.
There's a notorious, world famous drag queen who I have continuously had sexual encounters with. Now, did this person's profile change from exclusive bottom to now? It went from exclusive bottom to reached out to me, changed verse bottom, and now recently I checked the profile. Verse? It says verse.
Good for them.
So did I just make this person find out that they were not an exclusive bottom and they were verse? I'm not to say, but let me just say that the switch happened as soon as we started interacting.
That's really funny because I've had the opposite happen where I've had sex with somebody and then I look at their profile like a couple weeks later and they were solely like first top and then now they're just bottom. I was like, damn, was it that bad?
They were like, damn. They were like, actually,
they're like, oh, if this is what hole's like, I don't want it anymore. And listen, granted, sure, has the road been a little bit unpaved, a little rocky, a little bumpy because
do you shave your asshole?
Well, I'm talking about the hemorrhoids, girl. There's a texture in the hole.
Really?
Because well, when they were there, yeah, there was like it's like you know how like what are they called? The Fleshlights. You can like get certain textures on the inside. That was kind of what my hole was like for a period of time because it was kind of lumpy in there. Like I would put my finger up and I'm like, what is that?
Oh, so like the penis would feel the lump.
Oh, I'm sure. Some of them lived for it.
Have any of you watched? Oh my god, we gotta talk about this. Okay, so like I don't know what you're trying to. How much time do you have?
No, we're halfway through.
Oh, okay, halfway through. Wow, maybe a little bit more. But what? So you've obviously like we both have like our go-to like sex like porn videos, right? Sometimes we know the keywords we want to type, or like the one video that we know gets us going. Well, recently I got some weird. I can actually say the name of this company. It's called Brands Boys, and I remember like a year or two ago, I remember I saw a hot guy that was on there, and somehow I ended up getting on the mailing list, but I hadn't received them.
Somehow I got on the mailing list. I have no idea. I fully signed up and gave them money.
No, I didn't give them money, but I think it was just like to enter the site, like put your email, and I was like, whatever. They didn't find what I was looking for, but then I encountered during Thanksgiving week. I had never received an email from them since I signed up. Their only email I ever received from Brands Boys was during Thanksgiving week that said Black Friday special, and they were like doing like a promotion on like the things, a sale. And I did not purchase any porn, but I did see someone that I thought was hot, and I was like, Troy. Oh my god, this guy Troy is really hot. So I went on the Google, of course, trying to see if I can find like a free video of Miss Troy.
Sure.
And found a video of Miss Troy from Brands Boys. Fucking a Fleshlight. Now, let me tell you, I'm a fan. I don't like solo videos.
I don't either, really.
Videos of somebody jerking off don't do it to me. Like, I need to watch the act.
I get off by the connection of two people.
Well, yeah, the connection, the physical connection of a penis.
Whatever. I'm a romantic. Let me live.
We know, yeah, you are living full and well.
I'm kind of like living in a romance right now. We're kind of in a romance movie era.
Okay, let me finish my quick story, and then we can go into your romance era.
You're like, okay, delusional.
Delulu for my Hulu, like Hulu. No, okay.
Girl, workshop it.
So I go, and the premise of the video, because I couldn't find anything else with this guy named Troy, and I was like, I want to fucking see Troy's fucking penis. So I find a video of Miss Troy with a fleshlight on a stool, and fucking the fleshlight, and you could see it was a see-through fleshlight. You could see like the dick going in and out.
Oh, okay, I could be into that maybe.
I saw this, mama. I have never, and you know, like sometimes you get additional help when you're like jerking off. You know, sometimes you want a little bit of that, rush.
Oh, these are
poppers.
Got it. At first, I was like, a little. I'm like, I'm sorry. Do you have an extra hand that's gonna pop out somewhere and jerk you off for you? Like,
and by the way, don't jerk me off. If anyone who has sex with me like reaches over and touches my penis,
you don't like that?
No, because I don't know how to stroke it like I wanted to. It doesn't
you
work.
Could show them. You could tell them.
No, because it's always a dry hand, and even if it's like lubed, it's like it's the friction. No, like I leave that to me. It's my thing. It's like.
Oh, I don't jerk myself off when I'm having sex. I like to be jerked off during like.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
That's the only way I get off is like the other person's jerking me off.
No. I'll do it myself. I need like a specific rhythm, a specific motion. Like, don't do it. I'll do it. Just focus on the back. This video was really hot. Like when the rush literally hit, I was like, am I gonna be a Fleshlight boy from now on?
Immediately ordered one.
Oh my god. Well, I know.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No, because for me, the turn on is getting fucked.
Have you ever seen one in real life?
A Fleshlight?
Yeah.
No.
I have. They're gross.
Really?
Well, like not gross, but like I have a friend.
I didn't like the sound, but I was able to get over that.
I have a friend who at least had one at the time. And I remember when I went to go visit him, I like
it's a reflection on your friend, it seems like.
No, I like flew out. He lived in Michigan at the time, and I like visited him over spring break, and I flew out there, and we were like in his apartment, and all of a sudden I was like looking through his closet, and I was like, what is this? And it was a clear one. It was a clear Fleshlight, but it was like dirt. Like it like I don't know how, it was cloudy. Like it wasn't clear anymore. Like
yeah, because he wasn't washing it.
No, he was washing it. He's like, this is just what happens. He's like, I wash it after every use. He's like, this is just what naturally happens to it after a period of time. And I was like, that's gross. And I was like, and you're still fucking it? And he was like, all the time.
Yeah, but imagine how many gross holes you fuck. It's like, okay, here's another one.
My hole's not gross. My hole's so pretty.
Well, speaking of hemorrhoids.
Not anymore. I haven't had one since, honestly, I realized like a year, like this time, like last year, like December, January was like the midst of like my hemorrhoid journey, which was like the worst that it had ever been. And I was like, I've grown so much. Like my whole, like, she's so much stronger because of that. And like, I've learned so much, like how to advocate for myself and like tell people to like finger me properly and then like, don't jam it in. You know, and sometimes it takes sometimes it takes a hemorrhoid with 2 anal fissures on either side of it to make you realize that.
I could not imagine. Like, I'm so thankful
I
didn't deal with that.
It's actually the worst pain I think I've ever experienced in my entire life. Like, I will never forget going home from like being at work and being unable to sit properly because it hurt so bad, and then the whole train ride home, like trying to like adjust like myself to like be. I couldn't stand because it hurt. Couldn't sit because it hurt. I came home. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't even lay fucking down. And then I was like desperately trying to get a doctor to see me, but they're all booked up for fucking weeks. By the grace of God, found one in Manhattan that was like, oh, I'll see you. And I was like, thank God he did. Saved my life.
Wow.
And here we are.
Ready to fuck again. But I mean, we realized that we both synced on our last fuck date, because as of today, it's been a week since we've both gotten fucked.
As of today, yeah.
Would you like to discuss who you fucked? Because I could discuss who I fucked, and it was a short king. My very first time in a long time, 5'5", which is absolutely short king status. I'm 5'6", so for me, it was like, wow, like I'm like, I guess the Macy's fucking Day Parade balloon to him. But
damn, you're huge.
Damn. But then he was completely ripped. His body was just great, fuzzy, great, real big dong, not proportionate to his body, I would say. And he was great. He left me a hickey, which I did not like.
I hate hickeys.
But the thing is, like, he was really into me, which I appreciated. But I was like, okay, move from the neck. But he had already done enough damage. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to cover that up with some makeup.
Oh my God, last summer was the last time I got a hickey. And it was this guy who he did have a partner. He texted me right before I got to his apartment. He's like, just so you know, like, I'm in a relationship. I was like, girl, I am not going to catch feelings. He was like,
Nick, are you listening to yourself?
No, but he gave me the hugest hickeys on either side of my neck, and then I had to go to work afterwards. And then I remember I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, are you serious? I have a TikTok of it somewhere. It's from like last summer. And then because I thought it was so ridiculous, I was so pissed off. I was like, you're an adult man in your 30s and you're giving me hickeys? And then he tried to hang out with me again, and I was like, oh no, like I can't.
But I think it's like a marking thing for some of these tops. Like they want to mark you.
Sure, but like ask before you do it. Like ask if it's okay.
Yeah, but I feel like that's the thing. Like I don't think anyone's gonna be like, would you like a hickey? Or maybe.
No, but like, is it okay if I suck? Or like if I suck a little hard to your neck? And then I can be like, not too, and then that gives the person the opportunity to be like, okay, sure.
Do it lower.
But like not too hard. Yeah, or do it somewhere that like it won't be seen. Girl, it was like right here. It was like, for those who are not watching on YouTube, it was like near like the top, like near my jawline. It was like super high up. And then when I went into work, all of my coworkers like looked at me and they're like, have a fun day. And I was like, what do you mean?
Just get makeup next time.
Oh, I did. I had to get the color corrector and like foundation and like try to cover it up, and that didn't really.
You should apply that to your face.
I just start crying.
And the makeup melts. Yeah. I'm like, oh, you did have makeup on your face.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I do. Girl, fuck you. No, talk about your big dick short king.
No, that's fine. I mean, the story is there. I hosted. So when I host, that means I really needed some, and I was like, all right, you know. Sometimes I feel like when I host, it's lower stakes for the guy, because sometimes I feel like I've told you about my like room. My room is like my space. Sometimes I don't want anyone to come in there and like judge it, or I also have my dog. Mind you, this guy came in with a full black outfit, and then when he was putting his clothes back on, it was full of dog hair.
Every time
I did not mention to him.
No, every time I come to your apartment.
Sorry, but I clean it every time you come over. Like I fucking sweep, I vacuum, I do everything. But like the dog hair is there. I got a new throw today though. Anyway, what about you? How was your last sex experience?
I had sex with a friend that I have hooked up with before.
What height?
He's a short king. He's like 5'4".
Short king vibes.
No, and it's I wasn't anticipating on having sex with him on Thanksgiving. It happened on Thanksgiving. But
you're so right. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, it's belated now, babe. By the time this is out, it'll be December. But he and I had to work on Thanksgiving, and he happened to come to my place of business with a bunch of people, and he's friends with a bunch of people that we know and work with. And so I went up and said hi to the table, and we've had, so we like have like kind of a sordid past, and like have gone on like a date before, and like nothing really kind of came out of that, and I was kind of unsure why. On that person for sure. And so I haven't really I have been running into him every single week now since like the past month, it feels like. And so on Thanksgiving, I said hi to the table, was like, oh, like, so happy to see you guys, like, happy Thanksgiving. And then he was like, are you doing anything after work? Like, do you want to get a drink with us? And I was like, sure. Like, I was planning on doing something with Peru and one of our other friends.
So next thing you know, I'm like thinking about the show where we're going to go see. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go to Hell's Kitchen, see Miss Pixie Ventura, actually. And then Nick is like, well, I got invited to do this. And I was like, yeah, they told me 30 minutes ago. Like, I was invited to do that too.
Well, no, I was saying we were already having conversations about what the plans were for after work. Like, we were already planning on doing something afterwards.
And of course, we changed our plans for a man.
Don't do me like that.
Continue.
I'm not a girl's girl. What I'm realizing about myself is like, I'm honestly like,
you'll be the girl in the relationship who disappears for 3 months, and we're like, yeah, whatever happened to Nick? Oh yeah, they're in a relationship.
No, I don't. I think I'll be good about it. I think I will be good about it, but just like in certain.
Well, nobody knows yet.
Well, no one knows because it's never happened. But so anyway, we like all hang out, get a drink afterwards. Like we like whatever. Peru leaves the function after like 40 minutes.
Listen, I told you, and I am the opposite. Well, I am a girl's girl because, you know, I do things with the girls, which is what I did that night because I was being such a girl's girl that even though I didn't want to go to this house party, I was like, I'm going to go with you, but I let it be known to Miss Nick. I was like, Miss Nick, I am going to the soiree. I will say hello, and I do intend to go to that show alone or with you. Like, I'm okay going out alone. I find it really liberating. And so 30 minutes happened. I was not vibing. I liked the people there, but it just wasn't the vibe that I wanted. I wanted to go out and be gay and like kiss boys. And then I left Miss Nick, accompanied and welcomed in good company.
For sure. Well, and ultimately, he and we have very strong sexual chemistry with each other. Like, the vibes are just there. Like, we're very flirty with each other. And so as soon as Prue's like, oh, I'm gonna head out, he like grabs my arm and is like, oh, are you leaving? And I was like, oh, no, Prue's going to Hell's Kitchen, like, way too far for me to go there tonight. Because, like, girl, I live in Brooklyn. And he was like, oh, and he happens to live in the same neighborhood as me. So he was like, oh, we can take the train back together if you want. And I was like, sure. So I got a little tipsy as the night went on. And then, like, maybe, like, 40 minutes later, everyone kind of disperses and we're, like, all making our moves to go. We end up taking the train together. We're being very flirty. One thing leads to another. He gets off at my stop, and then he has to transfer to the bus. But then he was like, oh, I have to piss really bad. I think I'm gonna piss in this bush. I live right next to the train station, so I was like, I live right here, do you just want to use my bathroom? And he was like, wait, you live right down the street? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh wait, yeah, I would love to use your bathroom. Uses my bathroom. Next thing I know, we're fucking. And it was like,
hey, you were the bathroom, bitch.
No, it was good. It was really good. Dick is good. Dick is real good. Dick is really good. And And then one thing led to another. Anyway, he left my apartment at like 3:30 that morning or whatever. He like kept being like, he ended up. I was like, you can spend the night if you want to, and he's like, no, I need to go home. And that's when the vibe got kind of like weird.
Yeah, that's also like, okay, like why wouldn't you just stay over?
Sure, but then I was like, you know what? I don't want to. I said I was like, no pressure. I'm just extending that offer to you. Like, feel free. Like, totally understand if you like want to sleep in your own bed. I totally understand. I've been there before. But that was so early on. Like, that was after we had sex. But then he kept prolonging his stay. So then 20 minutes would go by, and then he'd be like, okay, I have to go home now. I'd be like, okay. 20 more minutes would go by.
Yeah.
Okay, I should probably go home. Okay. 3:30 rolls around. He's like, okay, now I'm gonna go home. And I was like, okay, like, sure. Whatever happens, I do know that ultimately, I don't think I could just keep it casual between the two of us.
No. You've got a lot.
I have a lot kind of invested in it at this point, and so like I think tomorrow will be a really great way to see where he's at, and if we're not on the same page, fine, whatever. But I don't know. I feel good about it.
That's good. We're gonna hear more about that, I'm sure, next week, because it's gonna be fresh.
Sure.
But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have sex tonight, and this person who is the world famous drag performer who lives around the corner from me tapped me on Grindr today.
Love.
And so what this person usually, and like we've talked before plenty, but the vibe is always like, you know, like what the tap means, like, hey, I'm around, like, you know, we've kind of figured out, but last time that we had sex, I kind of thought like it was going to be the last one, because I think I shared this with you, but like I feel like this person, this is what bothers me about this like person. Like, they're known on television for like being like, yeah, I have like a sense of humor, like I'm funny, you know, like I consider myself like comedy or whatnot, but like they have no sense of humor.
No, but I think that was like the joke of the whole season, was that they're like so
right, but like the actual joke of my sex encounter that I had not long ago is that like this person really does believe that I think that they do have a sense of humor,
and they don't,
and it was proven by, and I'll quickly tell the story. So I went over to this person's to this performer's like me both performers,
right, of course,
go to the apartment, and on the way there they had told me, hey, just so you know, like I didn't realize you were gonna be, you know, coming so quickly, and I ordered sweet green to get delivered to my place.
That's what I'm getting before work today.
And so I was like, and he was like, LOL, like, and I was like, well, I mean, whatever, we can have like a quick like fuck session. You can just get it, and then we can have fuck, and you can eat later. So then he was like, yeah, I actually just got here. So he was like, I'll just wait to eat it until until we're done.
That's so nice of him.
So I was like, okay, great. We fuck. The sex had been inconsistent. It had moments where it was like really, really good.
Sure.
You know, really good at eating ass, really good dick. Like, you know, not crazy, like not rough or anything, but just like a really nice, solid.
Sure.
But a few times it just was a little bit uneventful sometimes. Like sometimes you want to, I mean, you don't just want it in, you want a little bit more excitement, right? A little bit more, you know, not just like.
I could see that with this person.
Oh yeah. And so then we were finished. It wasn't the best. It wasn't bad, but I was like, okay, cool. Like, I guess it satiated the craving for sex.
Sure.
And then I'm getting dressed, and then they go over to get their sweet green. So I'm just trying to make conversation, because we usually do. At this point, I think it had already been established. We had never talked about this person being on TV. Like, but it had been alluded to, you know, by like the line of work and touring and whatever. Like, I'm back in town for like whatever. I'm going to be in Asia next week or whatever. I was like, okay. And so, just trying to keep the conversation light, I was like, so what'd you get from Sweet Green? And then I see them pull out the bowl, and then he pulls out a kombucha bottle. And like, you know me, like as a white woman living in New York City myself, like I like to roast like white shit. So
sure.
I saw the kombucha bottle, and I was like, oh, not a kombucha bottle. I was like, strike one. That was just me being funny. That is my sense of humor. That is how I talk about anything, how I talk to anybody. And that's just me being like, oh my God, like I enjoy you so much, quote unquote. You pulling out a kombucha bottle. It's like, I hate kombucha. I think it's a little bit too pretentious for my taste. And I was like,
you don't like the booch?
I was like, look at the booch. And I was like, kombucha. And I was like, oh, strike one. Really funny. Just easy peasy. And then he quickly turns around and he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, oh, kombucha, just like, oh, kombucha's so annoying. I was like, I hate it. Nobody thinks it's good. I don't know why anybody drinks it. I was like, whatever. And then he goes like, well, that was a really pointed tone you took with me. And I was like, sorry? He goes, I mean, if I like kombucha, I don't think it's worth you telling me strike one. That was a little bit aggressive. Mind you, I have this person's cum inside me still.
Is he a Virgo?
I don't know.
He probably is.
But whatever, Virgo or Virgont. I don't
More like
care.
Virgo.
Virgo. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just making a joke. Like I'm a comedian. Like I just like. But,
I don't know if you knew that I'm a comedian.
Oh, we were talking about it. But I'll
Check out my reel. It's going viral.
Let's go viral, please. Almost a 500. Then I felt so uncomfortable because then like now I'm just supposed to walk away, and then the kicker to this is that after we had that uncomfortable exchange of this person being taken aback by my aggressive pointed tone and joke, proceeds to then tell me, as he's walking me to the door, that this other person on the tour is like, oh, like it's so funny because like she thinks she's so funny and like so sassy and crazy, but like I can be sassy and like catty too, like I can be funny and like I can, and I was like, honey, mama girl, you got offended by me telling you kombucha was
Mama,
gross.
look in the mirror.
Mama, look in the mirror. Those thick eyebrows.
Girl, she gotta stick up her butt.
Girl.
She got that. That's from bottoming to so much. Now that's why she's versed, because she got that stick up the butt.
Stick up the butt. But I guess I am, it's been a week. I am a negative on all of my tests, and I want to celebrate. And we're getting home tonight. I might just like bite the bullet and just be like, hey, girl. Coming over with some kombucha.
Hey, peace offering.
Kombucha.
low hanging fruit bowl.
Anyway.
Last thing I get. Pioneer Trailblazer.
Oh my God. Yes, my Pioneer and Trailblazer really quickly is, I don't know if you saw this viral TikTok, but the male voice or male presenting voice that does the subway announcements, it's a trans woman, and I had no idea about that. I saw this on this viral TikTok. They interviewed her on the TikTok, and she's been a voiceover actress for a long time, but she transitioned during her voiceover era. So I believe her voice from the video had already changed a little bit. I think based on whatever she wanted her voice to sound like.
Sure.
But the male sounding voice on the subway trains, when you hear it tonight, if you're listening to this on New York City or in the train, the stand clear of closing doors, please. That's a trans woman.
Okay.
It's amazing. What a trailblazer.
Yeah, I love her.
I fucking love her. I love her, and you should find the clip. I wish I had more information, but just subway voiceover performer, I would say, MTA. Look it up. It's amazing.
Yeah, clearly you don't love her that much because you don't remember her name.
Well, I was Bethia.
Okay, well, yes. My trailblazer is going to be Carrie Coon from The Gilded Age, because I don't know. First of all, I love Carrie Coon. She's an actor's actor. I went to theater school, so like I've known of her for so long.
Yeah, we know.
And mama, that bitch is always on voice. She is always speaking from her diaphragm. I watched an interview today from Jimmy Kimmel that she just did for promotion for The Gilded Age. Mm-hmm. She is never not on voice. She's always going, well, so. Well, actually, I'm not on voice right now. I'm sick. It's fine. Anyway, just look.
It's easier to be on voice when you're sick, Nick.
No, it's. Hold on. I have to feel the cool air hit the back of my throat.
Hello.
Well, Jimmy. She was talking about.
Okay.
I have too much snot in my. I have too much mucus going on. Anyway, love her down. She's iconic. She's so funny on that show. She's like, she will do anything to be a rich woman in high. Well, she is rich, but she will do anything to get into high society. And she's iconic, and her outfits are amazing, and she's so cunty. I love Carrie Coon. Carrie Coon. And then also, before we say goodbye, thank you to everyone who listened. We got our Spotify Wrapped things, like our notices yesterday.
Yeah.
And so we're a lot of your top 5, top 10, and honestly a top podcast for a couple of people, which is kind of crazy considering that we only started a few months ago.
So we got we're top podcast for top 10 for 517 of you, top 5 for 351 of you, and top podcast for 87 of y'all listening,
which is crazy.
Amazing. This is awesome.
I literally was like, oh, I saw those numbers and I was like, wait, that's literally insane.
Yeah, like 500 plus of y'all to like be listening to our buffoonery and holery.
Well, and considering that we have only, I mean, we started in like September.
Yeah, so I mean, let's continue. We really want to continue doing this, like do more stuff. Like the only way that we're going to be able to do more fun content is just like, you know, having your continued support, sharing it. As it was witnessed by fucking the last 24 hours, I posted a reel on my Instagram, and it did. No, I'm actually trying to make a point. Like it's like, you know, going viral on Insta with the gays, and I love it's gotten reshared thousands of times.
But it's gay. I've gotten a lot of followers off of that too.
I've gotten like 1,000 followers, legit, but also that's generated a lot of new. Are you okay? Oh my god! Well, that's generated a lot of followers for the Instagram and for the TikTok. So if you want to support and get more people to listen to the podcast and like build a community, I would suggest sharing maybe one of our TikToks or sharing one of our Instagram reels that you think are funny, or, you know, like send it to a friend, tag a friend, just those things that will get more eyes to see the content. I think would be really helpful, because just based from this one reel, like over 1,000 new followers, people on the Instagram for Nick, and like all the amounts of shares it's gotten us a lot of traction on the podcast.
It's all about followers. The more followers we have, that's all we care about. We just want followers.
But we just want people to listen.
We just want to be famous. Sorry, I had to step away for a second because I had a bunch of mucus.
Full of mucus.
No, literally just like all of a sudden filled my nose, and then I took like a breath in, and all of a sudden it was all of a sudden down my throat, and I was like, oh, 1 second.
I could hear it coming. Anyway, but yeah, just that, and then we'll touch base next week.
Follow us on Pioneers and Trailblazers on Instagram, YouTube,
TikTok. Share those videos.
Yes, on TikTok. You can follow me at Nicholas.Rose on Instagram, ClownfaceBinch on TikTok, and ClownfaceBitch on Twitter/X. And you can follow Peru everywhere at Hey Peru. Love you. Bye.